All right, what's poppin', YouTube? Let's just get into it. So, currently, I'm doing a my funded trader challenge. I'm not in any way affiliated. This is me taking a risk on a prop firm. The challenge is to get or grow a 10K account by 10%, which would make it 11,000, and then grow another 10K account by 500, which would be 5%, and then you would be funded 10K. Currently on this challenge, I am at $9,492.68. I am down 6% with $379 floating profit. So I'm down 6% with 3.7% floating. Overall, with floating profits added to my overall balance, I'm at my equity, which is $9,872. So we have quite a bit of work to get us to the $11,000 target. Yeah, taking it slow and steady, really heavily focused on risk management and just taking A+ setups. Currently in 3 live trades. Actually, I lied. Sorry, 2 live trades, Bitcoin and silver. I'm in a silver buy and a Bitcoin sell. Excuse me. Yeah, so Bitcoin buy, Bitcoin sell, silver buy. I'll explain my silver buy analysis and then we'll get into the Bitcoin one. So I took a buy on Bitcoin based. It's very simple. I trade a very simple strategy. I come from a supply and demand background, so ultimately I have a very great grasp on market structure because I believe there's no strategy, or it's not there's no, because there's so much different strategies, but I believe that if you're trying to learn or get a better handle or grasp on market structure, you should learn or look into trying to study supply and demand. You understand breaks, lower lows, higher highs, just the basics, but as well as the expert kind of analysis that comes with learning supply and demand. That's still off topic, so let's just get back to what the original point of this video was. So I am in a silver buy based off a break of a 4-hour downtrend into a 4-hour uptrend. Once this downtrend got broken, I created a uptrend line because of a break of structure. Once this structure broke right here, this higher high broke this original lower high, I noticed, okay, now we're looking at a possible reversal or a possible change of character. The one thing with my strategy is I like price to be sure, or whatever is printing and trying to show me, I want to be so confident in it because of the move that it made, that I'd much rather wait later into the trend to enter than the initial break. A lot of times, I've seen breaks happen where a break will happen from the trend and then it'll come right back down, pretty much a fake out, play around, and then go on its intentional trajectory. So that's why I don't like to do the breaks. I like to have the price really show me what it's trying to do. So I got in on one buy based on the rejection of the trend line. It's been literally respecting this trend since the 5th of May. So based on the rejection of the trend, I got in on my initial buy, currently floating in profits on that. And then again, a news event happened around I believe it was 9 o'clock. Sorry, no, 8:30. A news event happened. Not too sure what the event was. I did see it on Forex Factory. It's just top of my memory. It's not really there. So a news event happened and I saw a huge wick, a huge rejection off of this trend line that kind of showed me, okay, this could be another fake out and giving me another opportunity to scale in or add to a position. With this initial entry, I did 1% risk. With my second entry, I did 0.5% risk. There is a major rule with the prop firm that I'm trying to become funded with, that you can only risk, you cannot risk more than 2% of your account per trade. So let's just say I can trade Bitcoin as much, I can enter or do as much entries onto Bitcoin as long as it does not go over the 2% risk. So I can do 20 0.1s if I just give you an example, right? So with that being said, this is a 0.5% risk. This is a 1% risk, leaving, if there is a possibility to scale back in, a 0.25% risk, right? So again, it's this simple. I scaled down to the 5 minute just because ultimately I believe, or my style of trading comes from a top-down analysis. I start from the monthly all the way down to the 4 hour. I don't necessarily do the 1 hour trends or the 5 minute trends. I more so look at structure on the 5 minute or 1 hour just to see what it is printing. I'm not really looking for an entry because, again, I do understand and I do know how to scout, but my the style of trading that I'm most comfortable with is swing / intraday / day trading. So I like to take positions where I can hold. I've been in these two Bitcoin sell, one of these Bitcoin sell since what is this? I'll give you an exact date. Not sure why it's not. Sorry, that's the 5 minutes. So we'll go to the 4 hour. So I've been in this Bitcoin sell since April 24th. It is now May 14th, right? It's kind of, this is a funny story. Well, not too funny, but it kind of sucks. I actually did have 2 positions open on the sell. One off of rejection, and then another one off of the same rejection. Well, 2 rejections off the same trend line. And then I got into another one based off of a resistance that formed. So I actually had initially 3 positions, but I took a loss on, I believe it was GBP USD. It ended up breaking my trend line and going right damn near straight to my stop loss. Luckily, I cut the loss with a little bit of saving a little bit of equity, but it was a loss. But yeah, that happened, and then I ended up accidentally closing the Bitcoin trade, or one of the positions, right? Put that in my accountability, and definitely won't make that happen again. But luckily, we have 2 other positions currently floating profits. Bitcoin pretty much broke down what I did already. The moving averages, I don't necessarily use the moving averages for a entry. I use it just to kind of gauge if my analysis is in the right direction. There will be times where I will take counter trends or take trades opposite of what the moving average is telling me. That's really based on price action, because ultimately that is really all I trade. I don't use you will see the pivot and the 9 a.m. I'm actually going to get rid of these because I really don't use these things. The only thing I do use is the 200 moving average. So we are at 9,906 currently floating. I saw a AUD USD trade that I was interested in taking, but the stop loss, like for me, I like to give my stop loss a little bit of cushion, and because I trade based off of trend line crossovers, the rejection or the pullback would be so deep, it wouldn't really be much of a cut if I was to get out of the trade. So I never took this trade, but I'm going to forward test it, and again, there is resistance at the top too, so got to be very careful about that. Very, very mindful about that. I believe silver has the same thing. Well, this is actually daily resistance. The reason why I took this trade, just to I don't want to say something and then give an example of something opposite. The reason why I took this buy was based on the fact that I will show you right now. This right here, this kind of why I kept this trend line even though it broke. So this right here is a weekly trend line since Monday, September 10th. This is a weekly downtrend line. Price came, touched, dropped. With the weekly and the monthly, I don't necessarily look for breaks or structures, just because remember, like this one candle takes 7 days to print, or sorry, 5 days to print. This one candle, 5 days to print. So it's not necessarily about the break, the structure. It's more so about the taps when it comes to the higher time frames, at least for me. So as I was saying, I saw that price broke this downtrend on the weekly, not once, but twice. And then with it breaking, it also created a higher high with this wick. The wick, I'll get into the explanation sooner or later of why I say the wicks count as a higher high as well. Today's not that video, but yeah, created a higher high with that wick and kind of invalidated this. So I'm thinking right now, we don't even know where silver wants to go. Kind of in no man's land, and we're just gonna let it run. Just let it run. Got a couple high areas we can still touch, because ultimately back in April 11th we got all the way up to 47,000. Now I'm not saying that is where the target is, because that is unrealistic. That would be great, but we have a lot of other areas of resistance that we need to break through before possibly even seeing that as a site. But seeing the fact that we broke through this trend line, yeah, we're definitely gonna hold this. Definitely, 100%. Cut the loss if anything. Yep, that's pretty much it. I'm gonna be giving you guys daily updates on count balance, equity, wins, losses. I'll do it more in a video format. So anytime you guys see my notification pop up, make sure you guys click subscribe, click that notification.